Hey viewers and viewers, my name is General Red Strategist and welcome to some more Backrooms content here on the channel. This is Backrooms, or Backroom? No, just Backrooms, the Labyrinth. So, shall I try that again, ladies and gentlemen? That felt really garbled. It felt like I second-guessed myself in terms of what the name of the game was. It's called Backrooms the Labyrinth, ladies and gents. So, yeah, I played that Backrooms Last Room one not too long ago, and that was fairly straightforward and that was decent enough, wasn't it? Basically a more atmospheric walking sim. This one is similar, I do believe, though I think this one does have monsters in it, I think. But we'll see. So, there's no graphic oh, never mind, there is. I think we'll go with no VHS, just because in some of these games, I mean, what I assume this is going to do is it's going to put a VHS filter on the graphics if you do select it. The only problem is sometimes I've found that with these Backrooms games, because usually the graphics of them are quite intense, sometimes if you add the VHS filter on top of that, it can cause your frame rate to really stutter. So I think we'll... unless I just take an initial test. You see, if I'd known that this is what it would do, I would have maybe tested this beforehand. But I don't know, we could select VHS for now, and if the frame rate seems to be very stuttery, then maybe we could jump cut and I could restart. And, nah, fuck it, no. Just go with no VHS. Oh. Soon. Okay, never mind. I forgot to mention, I think this game may be in early access. Possibly. Alright, well, we have no choice. Has to be VHS. So, if the frame rate stutters like hell in this video, then that may just be what we have to deal with. But let's see. I mean, it may not, in all honesty. But we'll find out soon enough. Footage corrupted. So is this another found footage style game? Record the camera feed of someone who got trapped in there. Ooh, never mind. Okay, actually, frame rate might be okay.
What's down there? We don't know what's down there. Doesn't been explored yet.
God, it reminds me of the start of Complex Expedition. At the little arrow floor. I guess we have to follow you. But hang on. Is that just that looks like a blocked off area. Okay, I don't appear to have a sprint, a crouch. Oh, no, I do have a crouch. I'm just going to leave that guy there and go and wander off and do my own thing. Oh, never mind. Invisible door. It's basically telling us we have only one way to go. And we've got a loud breathing character by the sound of it. Well, we'll see how this goes. Okay, maybe the frame rate will be okay. It's actually smooth enough, even if it is on VHS mode, which is good.
By the way, when you go down there, don't go too far so you don't get lost. Yes, don't worry.
Evidently, the makers of this are maybe not an English-speaking, well, not a native English-speaking dev team. Something like the accent made me think French, maybe? Don't know. But yeah, it's like, as I was saying about the frame rate, obviously, because sometimes some of these Backrooms games, you know, with the VHS filters, sometimes they're not not that greatly optimised in places, but so far, looks smooth enough. You're wearing a gas mask under there. It's interesting how sometimes with these hazmat uniforms that the researchers in these games wear, they have the hazmat suit and then a gas mask on underneath it. Ooh, I see. Okay. Oh, hello. There's more of you. What organisation do we work for, boys? Is it Async? Magwave? Someone else? Ooh. You want me to do something? It looked like you were looking at a watch then, but there wasn't even a watch on there. Okay, I see you've been covering a lot of these holes up. Is this how it's going to play out here? Am I going to wander on, step onto one of these, and it's going to fucking collapse underneath me and plunge me into God knows what? What if I stay on the edges here? Oh, do you want me to go down? Is that a rope? Okay, never mind. Frame rate's starting to dip in here a little bit. Possibly because of all the empty space. Ah. Are you not going to come with me? You're just going to stand over there, being awkward? Well, before I go down... Oh, never mind. There's an invisible wall. Yep, this is where we're going then. Down into the darkness. Oh. The Labyrinth. So, what went wrong there, character? Well, there's definitely, yeah, a hole there. Did the rope not extend all the way down?
Damn it, my radio is broken.
Definitely French. Right, we have to be careful here. Oh, now there's a sprint option. So like I say, I'm pretty sure there are monsters in this one. What? What was that sound? Did you all hear that? It's like a bleeping sound in the distance. I was about to say, if there are indeed monsters in this one... Wait. I thought I saw something moving over there. I don't want to find out. Don't know if it's just shadows or what. I was going to say, is it the cable guy? Because I do think, from what I've read, this one takes a lot of inspiration from the Kane Pixels Backrooms series. Right. I'm going to sort of try and hook the... well... You know what? Let's go over to this wall over here. Just try and hook the wall. Darkness in the distance. Ooh, don't do that. Okay. Now I think overall, I don't think this is a huge game. Looking at some of the Steam reviews, I think people said could be about an hour or just over. Depending, I suppose, on whether you get caught by the monsters or not. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. So obviously what I'm going to try and do is, it's an evening, so I'm thinking about, you know, just sitting down, playing through as much of the game, if not all of it, getting as far as I can, and then splitting the footage up if need be afterwards, depending on how long it is. Basically, if at the end of it my footage is well over an hour, then, as I always do with a lot of games I play, where I sit down and try and play through them all in one go, if it's significantly over an hour, then obviously I'll trim the footage. But if not, it can just be a single video for the indie horror playlist. Though if it is more than one episode, then I'll put it into a playlist of its own, as I tend to do. A little bit of boring behind the scenes explanation of how I do things here on the General Red Strategist channel. I'm reluctant to run here in case it attracts attention, but at least I'm sort of walking at a decentish pace. Wait. Oh, I do have zoomy eyes. Okay. Okay, much like the Complex and other Backrooms games I've played, that bleeping sound, I don't know if it actually means something. So you see, I think that distorted message that our companions upstairs was trying to send to us after we fell down was saying don't wander too far, which I feel is exactly what we've done. What's going on up down there? Is that just the lighting slowly coming in as we get closer and closer? Or is that like a big dark empty space over there? You don't know. We will find out soon enough, ladies and gentlemen. Hello? Who? I'm on edge here. I could have sworn people have said that there are monsters in this game. So far we haven't seen anything of one. Definitely is one behind us. I'm worried that I'm going to look around a corner somewhere at some point. I'm just going to see something. Wait. Shit. I hear footsteps. That's a monster. Oh, where is it? Oh, it is like the Kane Pixels one. You can hear it before you see it. Where's that coming from? Is there more than one of them? Crap. I can't tell where they are. But I think that's where I need to go, because it looks different. Okay, I think they've moved away. Oh, this is not... Oh, I do have a flashlight. Oh, you sound close. Whatever you are. Oh, fuck that. It's totally the fucking cable monster, isn't it? And it's in there somewhere. Shit, it's going to be in the darkness, of course it is. In the one place that I really don't want to go, but I feel like I have to. You sound like you're more in my right ear. Oh, but it sounds like there's one in my left ear now. Oh, I don't like it. Oh, this is bad. Oh. Okay. Yeah. There's a fucking cable guy. He's here. He's over on my left. Okay, there's definitely nothing in my right, though. Thank God I'm using headphones. I can't tell if there's more than one of them. It sounds sometimes like there might be more than one, which will be a first for a Backrooms game, because usually there's only ever one cable guy. Where you are. It's freaking me out because this is dark in here. I can't see beyond a certain distance. I know you're there. Ooh! Go! Where are you? Shit! I'm just going. Oh, that's not a nice noise. Did I lose him? Oh, I'm leaving him behind. Oh God, tell me I have an infinite sprint, please. Escape. Oh, that wasn't good. Shit, I'm just going around the edge here. Oh boy. Did not like that. That got pretty scary. God, where am I going? I hope the... whatever I'm supposed to be looking for is around one of the edges and not somewhere towards the centre of this place. Otherwise... Oh, wait. Okay, we're back out. Did we just go in one big loop? Oh, hell no. Okay, maybe it is just the one. If it is just the one, then that's not too much of a problem, because we can probably outrun him by the looks of it. Well, thank God we have what appears to be a more infinite sprint. Unlike the Backrooms Lost tape, where it feels like your character can only sprint for a certain amount of time. Right, I think we're okay at the moment because I don't hear any thunking. I don't hear the thunking of monstrous feet. Oh, please tell me. Please tell me. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, can I go down, please? Aha! Did we do it? Did I make it through? I think we're okay. He totally can't go under there, can he? It's an elevator. I assume. Oh, it's automatically doing it. Okay. You see, The thing you always learn very quickly once you've played quite a few of these Backrooms games, stick to the outer wall. Because usually, that's where the thing that you need to find will be located. Unless you're a particularly devilish little dev, and you recognise that that's what players like myself will seek to... Wait. This is... the same. Oh no. Did I do good? I was going to say, sometimes it feels like, yeah, if you stick to the outside wall and do a loop of the whole place, eventually you will find what it is you're supposed to be looking for. But sooner or later, I bet you there will be that one devilish dev who makes one of these Backrooms games where they anticipate that, and instead they put the thing you're looking for somewhere in the centre, right in the middle of the maze, where it's much harder to find, and where you can't just cheese it. Okay, well that's where we came from, over there. Is the cable guy still going to be round here, on this level? Okay, well if he is, we'll be able to hear him before we see him, so we can just listen. And clearly we can outrun him. Oh, wait a minute, that's just a big empty room. So as I said before, it does feel like you have a much better sprint than is often the case in horror games, which is good. For once we have a character who is at least semi-athletic. Oh lord. I'm tense. I'm quite tense. Alright, if you hear footsteps, Red, just keep moving slowly. Just try and identify where they're coming from. Is that a dead end, or... no? Oh, I don't know actually. I'll just loop around to where I was. Okay, just gonna say... oh, what the fuck? Oh... do we want to go in there? I was about to say, devs, if you're watching, so far, I am impressed by what you've created here. Frame rate is smooth, even with the VHS mode and really good graphics. You've got me tense. So far, it feels very faithful to the Kane Pixels source material, if I'm remembering correctly that that's what you were going for. Do we trust this? Do we go through the vent? I mean, I kind of want to. Let me just have a quick look. Well, it looks like this area's fairly linear. Alright, fuck it. We're going in. Because it looks like we're going somewhere new. Hello, hello. Okay, that sort of... ooh. I was about to say, the breathing sound... it's funny, sometimes with these kind of horror games, if you have a character who's constantly breathing, it can be a bit annoying. Actually, I don't know. I don't think it's too bad. It's not the worst I've ever heard. I'm sure probably for some people it would be kind of distracting. Alright, are we in a different area? Question is, if we are, is it going to be the same monster, or is it going to be something different? Oh boy. Okay, so it's fairly linear. Sort of like we're in the generic office environment. Office corridors. Whatever you want to call them. You know, I was thinking as well, because obviously with that Backrooms Last Room game that I played, I think I did sort of mention that, you know, I've played quite a few Backrooms games by now. And obviously there are... a lot of them, you know, do tend to go for very sort of similar things. I mean, obviously it's understandable because, you know, if you're going to create a Backrooms game, then you do need, obviously, things like the traditional Backrooms aesthetic for at least one level, with obviously like the yellow wallpapered hallways, that kind of thing. That is an ominous red door over there, and I don't trust it. Yeah. But obviously there are certain things that, you know, a lot of these games always do. So things like the cable monster, for example, is always very common, because obviously a lot of people want to try and recreate the atmosphere and the feel of the Kane Pixels videos. Typically a lot of these will always have things like a pool rooms environment, which is understandable, because pool rooms is obviously a big sort of liminal space. Ooh. There's a bit of furniture in here now. Big stools. Okay. Let's go under here. But yeah, as I say, you know, obviously a lot of these Backrooms games, you know, they do tread a lot of the same turf, which, like I say, is understandable. And I know I have said before that sometimes it would be good to see some of these games maybe go for some more obscure Backrooms levels, try some different things. But obviously, you know, I would caveat, of course, that with saying that, you know, if you are creating a Backrooms game, there are perhaps certain things that you do need to include. Otherwise, obviously, there's always that risk that your kind of Backrooms project ends up becoming something that maybe isn't quite recognisable as the Backrooms, if that makes sense. I suppose, in other words, it's kind of like, what I'm basically saying is, if you're going to create a Backrooms game, there are certain things that, you know, perhaps you would want to try and get away from, but other things that you'd want to maybe sort of keep. Do you want to go through there? That might be where I was possibly just going back to where I was before, I'm not sure. Yeah, so the challenge basically is getting away from some of the Backrooms tropes in a way that still feels like a Backrooms game, I guess, is what I'm trying to get at there. Because it reminds me a bit, what I say there, of a video that I did on the channel quite a while ago, not related to the Backrooms, but related to the Danganronpa series. Because I remember doing a video, it's in my other Danganronpa content playlist, where I was talking about 5 ideas for a future Danganronpa game. And, you know, one of the things I'd actually said in that video was maybe shaking up some of the tropes that Danganronpa games typically rely upon. And there was a very interesting comment someone had left in response to that, which has always kind of stuck with me, which is one of the challenges is kind of getting away from the tropes, perhaps, but in a way that still feels like it belongs in a Danganronpa game. Oh, you have a choice. Do you want to go down, or do you want to go over there? I think I want to go this way. But yeah, I feel like, you know, that same, getting back to what I was talking about a moment ago, that same logic really kind of can be applied to a lot of franchises or a lot of things. Ooh. Can we go through here to the room with the round pillars? No sign of a monster in here. I'll bet you there is one crawling around somewhere. Whether that's the cable dude or something else, I don't know. But you know, actually, did I mention in the Backrooms Last Room playthrough about Super Eye Patch Wolf, his videos on YouTube, that I've been sort of watching a lot of recently, binging them, because I discovered his channel not too long ago. I find myself often rewatching his Liminal Space one quite often, and it's always kind of interesting how certain Backrooms games always opt for the more atmospheric walking sim feel, and others tend to splurge out on monsters. And I sometimes think that too many monsters can kind of undermine it. Because the thing is, there is a Backrooms game that is very, very popular on Steam, and I have watched some people do videos on it, and of course some of you might be able to guess. It's called Inside the Backrooms. Oh, wait a minute, This looks like the exit to pool rooms, maybe? Judging by the fact it's a slide. But yeah, inside the back rooms, obviously, is a very big one, but it's a very monster-filled one. And some people may wonder, you know, with the amount of Backrooms games I've done on the channel, I've never actually played inside the back rooms. Would I ever potentially play it? Pool rooms, here we go. But honestly, when it comes to inside the back rooms, I don't think I would be interested in playing it on the channel. Mainly because, well, mainly for a couple of reasons, really. Number one, it's one of those games that I think is really meant to be played co-op with friends. Because from the videos I've seen of it, of people playing it, some of the levels look so big and long-winded that if you were doing it in single player, it could take you hours to complete a single level, and I just think to myself, no thanks, because that just makes me feel like the pacing of it just wouldn't be up my alley, kind of. But also, it is because it's so jam-packed filled with monsters, and I'm one of those people who sometimes with liminal space horror I kind of like the atmospheric walking sim ones, which, you know, sometimes it's alright to have a monster in them or some kind of threat, or, you know, sometimes not necessarily even that, sometimes maybe the hint of a threat without actually necessarily outright confirming whether you do need to be worried or not, because sometimes that can put you real on edge. It can give you that real sort of foreboding feeling that often is meant to accompany liminal space horror. But at the same time, like I say, inside the back rooms, I don't know, it doesn't really interest me. Now, if there was a big, sort of very popular Backrooms game that I'd be more willing to play, even though it is more of a monster-filled one, it would be Escape the Backrooms, because I think I do have that one in my Steam library. Again, that's one that you're meant to play co-op, but from what I understand, I think the levels in that one are shorter, generally speaking, a lot shorter than the levels inside the Backrooms, which probably would mean that the pacing would be better. But again, it's one of those games which I think you're probably supposed to play it co-op, so I probably would want to see if a friend of mine maybe one day picked up the game as well, and then we could do co-op playthrough of it or something. Okay, these pool rooms are very shiny. Shiny, squeaky clean. Ooh. Where are we going here? We're in the Labyrinth, well and truly here. I assume, like a lot of other Backrooms games, that these other pathways that we've occasionally seen going elsewhere, they probably all do ultimately loop around and connect with one another. Wait, it's just a dead end through here? Oh, it is. Okay. Well, we don't want to go through there, do we? Do you want to go down this one? Okay, sure. Go into the dark space through here. Yeah, it's definitely it's not too dark, but keep the torch on for the moment. Hello, hello. Oh no, it still goes on over here. I'm sort of clinging to the left wall so far. Hello. Hello, hello. This better not just be one big dead end. Okay, I don't think it is. I think it carries on over this way. Right, you're starting to generate a real claustrophobic sense now, aren't you, game? With these very tight pool rooms corridors. That obviously are much darker in here, aren't they? See, the light, big, open areas with the actual pools in them, we've somewhat left behind. Uh-oh. Where are we going? Dead end. Never mind. Haven't seen a monster in a while, which is concerning me. Then again, maybe, I don't know, maybe there aren't monsters in certain levels, I'm not sure. Oh. Well, in the meantime, I'm going to keep talking a little bit about Super Eye Patch Wolf, since I brought him up earlier. Oh, wait a minute. Huh. Did we just go around in one big circle? I think we did. Okay. So that whole place just loops around by the looks of it. No, Super Eye Patch Wolf. Been watching more of his videos, including some of particularly his videos to do with horror. His social anxiety horror video actually is really, really interesting, and you actually feel the horror as you watch it. He really explains it very, very well. All the different angles that social anxiety horror comes from, like the fear of perception, fear of humiliation, that kind of thing. Very interesting watch, well worth it if you haven't actually looked at it. He also did a video actually talking about Stanley Kubrick's film adaptation of Stephen King's The Shining. A fun thing is, oh my goodness, look at this area. What I was going to say was, I've never actually watched the Stanley Kubrick adaptation of The Shining, but he has definitely sold me on the idea of watching it as old Super Eye Patch Wolf, because he explained it very well with all its kind of design choices. It's kind of interesting that Stephen King himself, by all accounts, absolutely hated the Stanley Kubrick adaptation, but when you understand some of the design choices and contrast that, well, of the Stanley Kubrick adaptation, and contrast that with the design choices of other adaptations of it. Oh, is this just blocked over here? It looks like it. Or is it an empty space? It's blocked. Okay, we have to go down. No, I was going to say, when you sort of understand some of the design philosophy, you can kind of appreciate what Stanley Kubrick was probably going for. Oh god, I drop down onto there? Do I want to drop down onto there? Are there other pathways I could take here? Let's go over this way. Okay, I'm going to sprint a bit more often, since it might get us around a bit quicker, especially on these long walkways. No, what I was going to say, I don't know if this necessarily goes anywhere. It looks like all of these routes are possibly blocked, unless we can go higher by the looks of it. It looks like, you know, that lower walkway down there you potentially can drop down to, but I want to go higher, ladies and gentlemen, because there might be something up here. No, what was I talking about? Yes, the Stanley Kubrick adaptation of Stephen King's The Shining. It just looks like, you know, Stanley Kubrick had a very interesting vision for it, though what's kind of sort of grimly fascinating about it is sort of appreciating that, by all accounts, Stanley Kubrick had a very particular style of directing, which is one of those things which might not fly today. Basically, a lot of the accounts say that he was a bit of a slave driver as a director, and that he would insist on retaking shots about dozens and dozens and dozens of times, over and over, until they'd shot one scene about 100 times, possibly with the idea being that in doing that you actually exhaust the actors, and so their acting starts to become more stressed and anxiety filled and unhinged. Oh, you son of a gun. You're just telling me that I have to go down, don't you? Aren't you, even? So I have to go down to the lower walkway. There was no point coming up here, was there? Son of a gun. Well, at least I have my sprint, and it's infinite. Shouldn't take as long to get back. I can just drop down here, you think? Oh. That might have been a bad idea. Okay, so you can die in this. Alright, well, it gets us back to the start, at least. So we know where we're going, though. Or where we want to go, anyway. Alright, let's sprint back to where we were. But no, yeah, I really want to watch it now. Stanley Kubrick's adaptation of The Shining, because, you know, it's a classic. I've read the Stephen King novel. There's technically another path down here we could try, couldn't we? Where does this go? Oh, it's blocked. Because I don't think I can get under there. Okay, never mind. It's giving the illusion of multiple pathways. And actually it might be fairly linear, which is fine. I think a lot of Backrooms games tend to do that. Okay, here we are. Doesn't take us long to get back. Yeah, Super Eyepoch Wolf really sold me on watching the Shining film adaptation. Because the thing is, he actually contrasted it with a later adaptation that was made for TV over in the US, which I think Stephen King may have been much more involved with in terms of its production, and apparently it's kinda shit. It's just not, it's actually not as good. Oh, hang on. If I fall down there, that's gonna kill me, is it not? Or do I go into the water? Okay, right.
Especially close up.
It's very themed.
Yeah, I saw it just flag. I would like that. It's one of the countries I would like to go. I would like to go to the Netherlands. It's a very nice place, especially places like Rotterdam, Amsterdam. Go and see. They're very good at speaking English.
They are.
A lot of languages.
I hate it when the game lags out on me. It causes problems. Yeah, it's going the truck.